So I'm growing up in Compton, California, loving basketball. Basketball is my passion. Love basketball. My older sister went to Stanford University, and she would come home on weekends sometimes and lecture me about apartheid in South Africa. Apartheid, meaning apartness in the Afrikaans language, was a system of government that divided blacks, whites, and coloreds. Although blacks were over 80% of the population, they could not vote. Whites lived tremendously well. Most of the world's diamonds come from South Africa. It's a rich nation. Coloreds, people of color, brown, were in the middle. Pretty good job, pretty good home, but not as good as whites. And blacks lived in absolute shacks and couldn't vote. They had to be out of the city by 6 p.m. or they could go to jail. It was compared to Nazism. The UN called it a crime against humanity. My sister would lecture me. I didn't want to hear it, but she's my older sister. I get to Columbia University. I see a flyer about apartheid. I said, oh, I think I'll go. I saw the film. Years later, I understood that Barack Obama also attended that film that night. He was a student at Columbia with me. The speaker said afterwards that Columbia had millions of dollars invested in apartheid South Africa. Now, most people say that's terrible. It's just terrible. But I thought, what can I do? So I formed an organization called the Coalition for Free South Africa. And our goal was to educate students on what apartheid was, that Columbia had money invested there, and we're going to call upon Columbia to divest, take the money out as a stance against apartheid. I had no money. I had no experience, but I began posting flyers. Every day, every week, flyers, organized speakers and films. And 4 years later, Columbia took out $55 million. And this booklet here, Free South Africa, the Columbia University divestment movement, tells that story. It was not me alone. Other students began joining the coalition, and we collectively made it happen. In fact, I had already graduated when they had a final protest that really pushed it over, and Columbia agreed to take the money out. But this is a find a tree story. I had no money, no experience, no resources, just a dream. And I didn't think about why it couldn't work. I said, what can I do? And what I could do is post flyers and call upon Columbia to divest, take the money out. And the magic happens once you get started and find a tree. After Columbia divested, 150 universities across America also pulled the money out. It sparked a national movement in America. And once the students began doing this, it became clear to the American government that we can no longer support apartheid in South Africa. In 1990, Nelson Mandela was freed from prison after 27 years, and apartheid ended in 1994. So if you find a tree, you never know what can happen.